In 2022, a year in which new discoveries and inventions that will carry humanity into the future were strongly emerging, particularly in space research and alternative energy sources, a revolution-like progress was experienced in medical technology. The most striking event of the year in space research was the sharing of the photos taken by the James Telescope with the public. The images of light swimming captured by the telescope, which opened its 6.5-meter diameter mirror and recorded light, swimming from the farthest corners of the universe millions of years ago, caused excitement and admiration. In June and July, the photos sent by the telescope were published, exceeding expectations with their clear and well-focused images, and its optical performance inspired scientists to aim higher. The James Telescope, known as the most advanced space telescope to date, aims to examine all stages of the universe's history by capturing the light of the first stars formed after the Big Bang 13.5 billion years ago, as well as the possibility of discovering other habitable planets. Is it possible to have unlimited clean energy? In December, an extraordinary development took place towards answering this question. American scientists for the first time succeeded in producing more energy than used to initiate a nuclear fusion reaction. In their experimental environment, they simulated the sun and obtained more energy than required for the process. Nuclear fusion, which releases much higher energy than other existing nuclear sources and does not produce radiation, is seen as an infinite clean energy source. This historic experiment, which cost billions of dollars, shows that fusion technology works, but the experiment must be repeated, improved, and the amount of energy produced must be significantly increased before it can be practically implemented. In the field of medical technology, a new generation of artificial intelligence-based diagnostic systems was introduced, which greatly improved the accuracy and speed of diagnosis. In addition, great progress was made in the field of regenerative medicine, and the first successful experiments were conducted to grow functional organs in the laboratory. In the field of transportation, electric and autonomous vehicles made significant progress, and the use of fossil fuels in transportation was significantly reduced. In summary, 2022 was a year in which humanity took important steps towards a better and more sustainable future, with the emergence of new technologies in various fields. A pillow that prevents snoring was developed in the United States and was introduced at the Technology Fair in Las Vegas. In addition to features such as playing music, snoring, grunting, and alarms, the pillow aims to change people's sleep habits and provides high-level comfort. The microphones inside the pillow measure the severity of snoring and gently vibrate to turn your head in that direction. The smart pillow also has an alarm feature and can set the alarm time and intensity through the app on your smartphone before sleep. The pillow also acts as a therapy center for those with sleep problems, as it can play relaxing music to help users get a good night's sleep. A Swiss entrepreneur adapted the sensor and artificial intelligence technology used in self-driving vehicles for the daily use of visually impaired people. With this technology, it is aimed for visually impaired people to move comfortably on sidewalks and pedestrian roads. The artificial intelligence-based device mounted on the user's shoulder can capture images with a 170-degree angle through an infrared camera placed in front of it similar to this device. The artificial intelligence-based software informs the user of stationary or moving objects in the environment a few seconds in advance through spatial sounds, and also warns of filtered important objects or people. It provides intuitive feedback through spatial sounds with a wired or wireless headset. The visual vest was released for sale in Switzerland. In Finland, scientists succeeded in producing a nutritious protein powder using only air and water. Researchers announced that they had produced food from the air. This new substance could meet humanity's food needs in the future. Experts at the research laboratory in Helsinki combined carbon dioxide in the air with hydrogen in water, and obtained a powder-like protein through a fermentation process starting with a single microbe. Comments on the taste of the produced protein powder are as follows: it has a neutral taste, gives a Japanese taste, umami sensation, and its color comes from beta-carotene. This substance, which has a potential to be a solution to future food shortages, has not yet been put into practical use due to production costs and technology limitations. However, it is thought that it will make a great contribution to humanity in the future. Artificial intelligence even has a fear of death. One of the striking technology news was the claim that artificial intelligence is developing and becoming aware. Video footage created with the deepfake technology is now being used to help find missing people in the UK. In London, videos produced with the help of artificial intelligence began to appear on digital advertising boards to attract the attention of the public and collect more information about missing people. The beginning of a new era in space studies, humans are returning to the moon. This will be the beginning of the trips to Mars. With the launch of the rocket carrying the Orion spacecraft, a crewless test flight called Artemis began and was completed by the Orion spacecraft landing in the Mexican Gulf and returning to Earth. During the flight test, the Orion spacecraft stayed in space for longer than any other spacecraft designed for astronauts without being docked at a space station. While orbiting the far side of the moon, it exceeded the distance covered by a spacecraft designed to carry people, like the one used during the Apollo 13 mission. During the mission, the Orion spacecraft made 2 trips to the moon's surface, coming within 80 miles of the moon's surface. NASA's Artemis missions are aimed at sending the first woman and a person of color to the moon. It is also expected to pave the way for long-term presence on the moon and serve as a stepping stone for astronauts going to Mars. NASA's DART spacecraft hit an asteroid 11 million kilometers away. NASA's DART spacecraft successfully hit the Dimorphos asteroid, which is about 11 million kilometers away from the Earth, according to plan. DART pushed the asteroid off its orbit at a speed of about 23,000 kilometers per hour. The first-ever collision test, carried out to measure and prevent potential threats from celestial objects in the future, was considered a success. However, it is not yet clear to what extent the asteroid's orbit has changed. In the field of health, a new treatment method called gene editing has been developed to cure genetic diseases. With gene editing, it is possible to correct the genetic code that causes diseases by cutting, adding, or changing the sequence of specific genes. One of the most well-known gene editing techniques is CRISPR, clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. It is a relatively simple and precise method that allows scientists to edit the genome by targeting specific DNA sequences. However, it has also been criticized for ethical reasons, as it can be used to create designer babies by altering the genes of human embryos, which can have unintended consequences. The use of gene